If you would like to ask a question, raise your hand and I or Tom will choose. Do you want to choose or I do? It's up to you.
You choose. This is your show.
Okay. Lady just there, please.
I just wanted to know what was next for Tom Ford, the brand. You know, you've kind of done women's wear, menswear, eyewear, beauty, and then you've got all your stores, you've launched online, tomford.com. Kind of what's next for you?
Well, I think first of all we need to take a little bit of a breather and really consolidate, because I think we're doing very well, but I think we can do better in all of the things that we do, and things are not, they're never quite good enough for me, and we're never quite there. So that's the very next step. Although 100 stores is still not enough, but we're going to stay.
I was going to say, how do you classify good enough in Tom Ford world, in the perfectionist world? What is good enough?
I think good enough in anything is where you feel that you've given your best and you've said everything you have to say. And I don't feel that I'm at that point yet.
Great, thank you very much. Lady at the back there, please.
Good evening, my name is Catherine.
Hello, Catherine.
Actually, there are actually two questions. First one is, what is your why? What makes you wake up in the morning and do what you do, especially when you feel low? Because we all
compulsion. I don't have any choice. You know, everyone has to live their destiny. I know you wanted to ask two, but I won't remember the first one if you go on to the second one. You have to be what you're going to be. You have to fulfill your destiny for whatever reason. This is just the way I am. I jump up and I start doing these things, and I like building things. And as a kid, I liked building things. And what I'm building now is a brand. It's but it is still building, and it is a compulsion. I cannot help it. It is what I do. And I've realized over time that it's also what makes me happy, and that if I can't do it, I don't feel fulfilled. So it's a compulsion.
Okay, next question. A gentleman here, please, and then we'll come over to that side. This gentleman here in the black jacket.
Hi, what
Hello.
do you want to do that you have not done yet?
Oh, God, that's so hard. There's a lot of things that I want to do. But I don't know that I can answer that because there's so many. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to make another movie. That was the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. And I had intended to make one every 2 or 3 years, hopefully for the rest of my life. But my fashion company is growing so well. I'm not complaining. You can't complain. But I would love to make more films. But thank you.
Thank you. Okay, gentleman here in the blue shirt, please.
Blue shirt.
First of all, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Kinvara. You always bring these incredible fashion icons to this incredible venue, and
thank you.
You did an amazing job of interviewing them, so well done. And Tom, you topped the list for that, so well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pay you later.
No worries, yeah, just tenner, that's all I need. Hi Tom, my name's Mark Cameron.
Hello, Mark.
I'm launching a multi-brand fashion e-tailer in the UK and China later this year. My question for you is, you said last year to Vogue that you like Tom Ford to be the world's most successful luxury fashion company. How important is the Asian market to you in achieving that goal? And are you going to launch an e-commerce site in China as well? Because you've just launched one, haven't you?
Yeah, we will. You have to start and make sure everything's working before you start to broaden your base with e-commerce. So we've just launched that. And yes, of course, China's incredibly important to us in the future. We have 5 stores in China at the moment. Actually, we might have more. If we don't, we're about to. And so it's an incredibly important market. But you, as a multi-brand e-tailer, I asked probably the most famous multi-brand e-tailer this the other day at lunch, as now that monobrands are developing their business online so much, obviously you're thinking about what you're going to do to make people want to go to your site when they can go to all the individual. It'll be interesting to see if multi-brand e-tailers go the way of American department stores, which of course have, there's less of them now than there were once because people go to monobrand stores, bricks and mortar. So I wonder if it will happen online.
On that note, I just want to ask you, because I read that you were upset by how terrible some black items looked online compared to they do in store, which is quite interesting. I think it's a problem.
It's interesting because our number one sales color in every single product we make is black. Most brands are. If you're making an investment and you're spending a lot of money on a beautiful handbag or beautiful pair of shoes, often you'll buy them in black. But design is changing so much because things are viewed online. And a black dress, even though it's beautiful in real life, doesn't necessarily read online, even for a shopper. So it pushes you as a designer to design things that you're even almost thinking, how's this going to look online? How will this photograph? And it's interesting because it is also altering fashion, because we're buying things that look good online. Now, when we get them home, when they arrive, do they look good on us? I don't know. It's just interesting because I love black. I could design in black because black for me is about sculpture. Sculpture, texture, fabric, shape. You lose color. So you just have the shape or the body of the fabric or the difference between satin and velvet or those textures. And so for me, that's very pure. It's very sculptural. But it's true. It doesn't photograph online as well as color, pattern, print, other things. I find it interesting. I don't know what the answer about it, or I don't know what to say about it, but it's interesting.
Well, if anyone's going to get it right on both, it's you, because you're a great perfectionist, so let's see what you do. Okay, next question. We have a gentleman here at the front, please.
What would be your main piece of style advice, particularly for like menswear?
Never, ever, ever, man or woman, wear anything that you are remotely uncomfortable in. Doesn't matter if everyone's saying, it's all about this, it's all about that, it's all about this kind of shoe, it's all about that shoulder, it's all about doesn't matter. If you put it on and it suits you and you feel good in it, that's one thing. Never, ever be uncomfortable in your clothes, because that's what you will project. You just project, I look like a fool. Even if you don't, because you think, oh, I don't feel good in this. And you'll project that. You'll be tentative, you'll be not your best. So never, ever wear anything you're not comfortable in. And I don't mean physical comfort. I don't mind suffering a little bit. High heels, a corset maybe.
You don't mind suffering because you're not wearing the high heels.
My pants are pretty tight today because I've been eating too many Percy's pigs. But yes.
But on the thing of that you're not suffering, but actually women are suffering in their high heels. I mean, it's different for men. I would just like to fight our corner.
You don't have to wear them, but I bet that you still will.
Yeah, we still will. We still will. If they look like this, then we will. Will you quickly talk about the London men's collection? Because that's a really big deal for London, that Dylan Jones, editor of GQ, and quite a group of you have really come together and have made menswear in London a really major thing. That's a huge achievement and a big deal for London. Why did you choose to do that?
Well, first of all, I live here. My design studio's here. I have a child I don't necessarily want to leave and go to Italy for a few days for. However, something bigger than that, which is that men's style today is derived from an traditionally Anglophile style. It was different in the late 70s, early 80s. Armani had such a pull for menswear that things became softer, drapier, and were less Anglophile. But today's fashion for men is really all about a certain shoulder and certain things that were developed throughout history in this country, mostly as uniforms. And so there is a certain link between English classical style and contemporary men's fashion. And the workmanship too here, and the eccentricity. One of the things that I love about being here, well, the main reason I live here, the people, and the fact that eccentricity in fashion, in everything, is celebrated. And it isn't necessarily celebrated in some places. And here it is. And men have been peacocks for so long. You have a history of that. You go back to Beau Brummel. You have a history of loving, men loving style and feeling confident and holding themselves up and really wearing fashion, wearing clothes. And I love that.
Well, I arrogantly speak for the whole of England when I say that it's a really it's a big deal for us to have you and your collection here and your support, because it's such a big thing for British fashion, so it's great.
Hi there. I wanted to ask about movies, actually, because I love movies, and I think Single Man is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen, to be honest.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping that you're going to do a few more, hopefully. Is there any plan? Are you planning to do that?
Yes, and I have a few that I could do if I had the time to shoot them. But yes, definitely. I will be very sad if I don't make more films.
You don't have to co-write them, produce them, and direct them this time. You could just do one of those things.
Well, I don't know. One reason that I loved working on that film so much was that it was quite a singular expression. I didn't have to listen to someone say, I think if you change the ending and we cut that, I didn't have to have someone say, well, you're running out of time, you're editing too long, we're going to pull the budget. I was able to just do what I felt was right. So that is the thing that comes with that. But you still work with a great group of people. I mean, I had wonderful collaborators around me for that film.
I didn't realise that
Thank you for
the
the question.
design team were the people who worked on Mad Men for that movie. Or have I read that wrong on the internet?
The guy who did our sets
Yes.
had been doing the Mad Men
Had been doing
sets.
Mad Men.
Yeah.
And is your home like that set?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, but I also believe each house. That's
are your
made me
child's
really
toys-
sound spoiled. Each house. When I'm in New Mexico, I want to feel like I'm in New Mexico. So my house there is made of adobe, and the furniture is classical. You know, there's a feeling to it. And my house in Los Angeles is very LA, and my house in London's very English. Seriously.
And are your child's toys laid out neatly in the nursery?
He
in
lays
rows?
them out. It's so genius. He's so organized.
Really?
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know where it came
It's
from.
so great.
Oh, well, that's good. Then he's not going to get told off. Okay, we have time for one more
I wouldn't
question.
tell him off anyway. It's his life, his thing.
You choose the last person.
Oh, God. I'm going again here for bright yellow online.
Yellow with the cool jumper.
That's you. You're looking around for the mic.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to ask, what would be your definition of luxury and what does it mean to you?
Sleep, 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 sleep. Just a great bed and just sleeping. And you know what would be great? Not a single email. No emails. Sleep.
Okay, well, on that note, we're going to wrap up. We're going to leave you here.